Number 10. The 1975 Imperial Crown was the last of its kind before Chrysler folded the Imperial nameplate back into the New Yorker line. It came standard with a 440 V8, the kind of engine that guzzled gas like a thirsty bison but made the 5,300-pound beast move with effortless grace. Power steering, power brakes, power windows, power seats, and just about everything else were standard. If it could be powered, Chrysler made sure it was. Inside, it was wall-to-wall luxury, button-tufted, loose-pillow leather seats, thick carpeting, opera windows, and enough fake wood trim to make a lumberjack blush. The price when new? A whopping $9,277, which was big money in 1975. Only about 1,641 two-door Crown Coupes were produced in '75, making it a rare beast today. Number 9. Introduced in 1966, the Toronado turned heads with its daring front-wheel drive architecture, rare for an American car of its time. By 1978, however, the Toronado had matured into a plush, comfort-focused brougham, dripping in luxury appointments such as velour upholstery, plush enough to swallow your keys whole in faux wood trim that dared you to believe it wasn't real. Powered by a mighty yet restrained 403 V8, producing a leisurely 190 horsepower, the Toronado was more about smooth sailing than drag strip antics. Priced around over $10,000 when new, the Toronado brougham wasn't cheap, but buyers willingly parted with their cash for its magic carpet ride, whisper-quiet cabin, and acres of legroom. Fun fact, the Toronado's massive doors were famously heavy, earning the affectionate nickname bank vault doors from owners who developed biceps just getting in and out. Number 8. The '76 Eldorado convertible was Cadillac's swan song to open-air motoring, or so they claimed. It was the final year of a long, elegant lineage of caddy ragtops, prompting collectors and sun lovers to rush dealerships in a top-down frenzy. Powered by a massive 500 cubic inch V8 but only making 190 horsepower, it's still enough to make this giant drop-top glide smoothly. A princely $11,049, which in 1976 could have bought you a small house in the Midwest. But hey, those leather seats, fiber optic warning indicators, automatic climate control, and power everything didn't come cheap. Neither did the bragging rights to one of the last convertibles Cadillac would build for nearly a decade. Cadillac produced 14,000 of these last convertibles, which slightly diluted the "get one before they're gone forever" vibe. Still, they were shipped off to buyers in droves, some of whom preserved them under plastic wrap like a rare vintage wine, only to be slightly annoyed when Cadillac brought convertibles back in 1984. Number 7. In 1977, Lincoln decided it wanted in on the growing compact luxury market, so they took a deep breath, squinted real hard at the Ford Granada, and voila! Out rolled the Lincoln Versailles, a pint-sized luxury sedan that tried to bring country club swagger to the mid-size world. Built on the bones of the Ford Granada and Mercury Monarch, the Versailles dressed up in its Sunday best, a formal roofline with a padded vinyl top, wire wheel covers, and a waterfall grille that did its best impression of a baby Continental. Inside, it was pure Lincoln, plush leather seats, thick carpeting, wood grain trim, and more padded surfaces than a bounce house. If you touched it, it was probably soft. The Versailles was the first American production car to offer clear coat paint, which added extra shine and durability. The Versailles name was meant to evoke French elegance, but critics jokingly called it the Granada in a tuxedo. Number 6. This was the year GM downsized its full-size cars, and the Fleetwood Brougham lost nearly a foot in length and over 800 pounds compared to its 1976 counterpart. But fear not, this caddy still had more velour, chrome, and plush carpeting than the lobby of a Vegas hotel. The D'Elegance package added even more opulence, with button-tufted pillow-top seating, thicker carpeting, and wood trim that looked like it came from a baby grand piano. The '77 Fleetwood was the first Cadillac to fully embrace GM's downsizing strategy, yet it still looked massive thanks to its long hood, formal roofline, and regal presence. Cadillac made sure buyers still felt like they were driving the American dream, even if it had dropped a pants size. Number 5. By 1979, Lincoln was perfecting its recipe for opulence with the Continental Town Car. This was the final year of the truly massive full-size platform, stretching over 233 inches long, longer than some studio apartments. The Town Car name, originally a fancy trim level of the Continental, would become a standalone model the very next year, but in '79 it was still very much part of Lincoln's flagship luxury sedan lineup. Inside, the '79 Town Car was essentially a living room on wheels. It had deep pile carpeting, 36-ounce twin comfort lounge seats, wood grain aplenty, Cartier-branded clocks, and enough chrome to cause temporary blindness on sunny days. Power everything was expected: windows, seats, antenna, even the vent windows. The price when new, start at $12,100, which in today's money would buy you a lot less style, let's be honest. Number 4. The Seville debuted in 1976, but by 1978, the elegant trim took things up a notch, because regular Seville luxury just wasn't quite Cadillac enough. It came with a distinctive two-tone paint scheme, unique pinstriping, brushed chrome moldings, and a leather and cloth interior that looked like it had been designed by a high-end furniture maker with a flair for drama. Power came from a 350 V8 with electronic fuel injection, fancy stuff for 1978. While only pushing out around 170 horsepower, it was smooth, reliable, and way more tech-savvy than your neighbor's carbureted land barge. A base Seville started around $14,000, but the elegant package could nudge it closer to $17,500, putting it among the most expensive American sedans of its time. Fun facts: the Seville was actually based on the Chevy Nova platform, but you'd never guess thanks to the extensive Cadillac makeover. Number 3. In 1978, Lincoln celebrated Ford Motor Company's 75th anniversary spectacularly with the Continental Mark V Diamond Jubilee. Crafted to be the pinnacle of American luxury, the Diamond Jubilee was Lincoln's way of turning a milestone into a rolling birthday cake, complete with all the frosting. Priced at $20,099 new, nearly double the cost of a standard Mark V, the Diamond Jubilee edition was one of the most expensive American cars of its day, but you certainly got your money's worth. Lincoln lavished the Diamond Jubilee with options that made contemporary Cadillacs blush: rich velour upholstery or buttery soft leather seats, genuine walnut interior accents, and thickly padded landau roofs. Externally, it gleamed with exclusive metallic paint, diamond blue or Jubilee gold, accentuated by matching vinyl roofs and color-keyed aluminum turbine wheels. Lincoln initially planned to produce only 5,000 units, but demand was so high that more than 5,100 jubilant Diamond Jubilees left the factory. Number 2. Reviving the once famous American luxury mark, the modern Stuts Blackhawk launched in 1971, and by '76 had fully embraced its reputation as the vehicle of choice for celebrities with deep pockets and even deeper egos. Built upon the Pontiac Grand Prix platform, each Blackhawk took roughly 1,500 painstaking hours to assemble in Italy, where expert craftsmen added custom bodywork, luxurious appointments, and enough chrome to outshine any disco ball. The interior of the Blackhawk was decadence-defined. Mink carpeting was optional, gold-plated trim commonplace, and Connolly leather seats standard fare. Even the dashboard boasted real English walnut and more gauges than a Boeing cockpit. When new, a 1976 Stuts Blackhawk stickered at an eye-watering $47,500, nearly triple the price of a Cadillac Eldorado and enough to buy several average American homes. Naturally, this exclusivity attracted a roster of famous clientele, from Elvis Presley, who bought the very first production car, to Frank Sinatra, Evel Knievel, and Sammy Davis Jr. Fun fact: Elvis famously crashed his first Blackhawk but loved it so much he promptly ordered another. Apparently, nothing else matched the king's taste for excess and style quite like a Stuts. Number 1. Founded by French-born designer Alain Clenet, the company aimed to recreate the elegance of pre-war luxury roadsters, but without all the pre-war inconveniences, like a lack of power steering or air conditioning. Built on a Lincoln Continental chassis and featuring a Ford 351 V8, the Series 1 Roadster combined old-school aesthetics with thoroughly modern American muscle. Luxury was key to the Clenet's identity. The interior boasted genuine Connolly leather seats, plush wool carpeting, and trendy burled walnut trim. When new, a '79 Clenet Series 1 Roadster wasn't cheap, starting at $55,000. With only 250 examples built, each was hand-assembled in California. Not surprisingly, the Clenet attracted Hollywood celebrities and high society personalities who craved something different from their neighbor's Mercedes.